Because if there's anything in your gut right now that is telling you this isn't for you, my advice is listen to it.
I'm a man on a mission. I don't need no permission.
Unstoppable, my friend. How are you?
If a company turns over a lot of team members, is that automatically a bad thing? Or could it potentially mean that the standards are simply held really high? This episode is all about setting the expectations.
Because we have some challenges. Look, overall we're pretty good, but we do definitely have a challenge in the area of recruitment. Like we have about a 45% turnover rate.
That could also be if most of your employees are under 40, that's normal.
Okay.
I just need to do this for my 20s so I can go out and just have a life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. And if I can help in any way in the transition, let me know. Oh, I'm going to miss you heaps. I really am.
And see, in our culture, we actually have, and I'm going to be very open with you guys about this, we have a very high turnover rate of talent. I'm going to be completely upfront with you. We have about a 45% turnover rate with team. And for some of you, it freaks you the out because you're like, I've never been in a business before where people come and go so quickly. And this, I can tell you right now, this is an environment that brings out people's emotions, because think of it this way. Has anyone here heard of Navy SEALs? Okay, who here has heard of what's called BUDS training? Every single candidate that goes into BUDS training, they've been psychometrically tested, psychologically tested, physiologically, fitness tested. They've had every fucking test under the sun. The US government, does anyone know how much it costs to train one Navy SEAL over an 18-month period? $3 million for one Navy SEAL. But who wants to take a guess at what the turnover rate in BUDS training is of SEALs? The Navy SEALs have an 80% turnover rate. 80% of people who go into BUDS don't make it. So the US government, and they've done this dozens of times. They sit down and they go, it costs us so much to train these Navy SEAls. We should get much better at being able to identify the talent that's required so that we don't have this 80% churn rate, because this 80% churn rate is costing us tens of millions of dollars every year. Who understands what I'm talking about here? And so they went and did psychometric, psychological, physiological profiling. They worked with the best psychologists, neurophysicists, every possible behaviourist that they could find at a physical and a neurological and a psychological level. And they came up with a profiling system to be able to interview people to determine a higher probability of success. They spent tens of millions of bucks on this project, invested it, deployed it, and in the next 12 months, 18 months, 2 years, guess what the failure rate was? 80%. It was still 80%. And the one thing that they can't test for is grit. Yep. Now, by the way, they've also identified that grit is a quality that relates to resilience, and it's also a quality that relates to fulfillment. And people with high levels of grit experience higher levels of fulfillment and happiness. What do you think grit actually is? Which is the ability, and this is really key, mate, the ability to be able to suffer and be okay with it. And see, that's the real difference in life. Like when you look at life, the people who succeed in life, they're the people that have things that happen to them. They feel the suffering and they push through it. And this environment, although we don't make you fucking jump through hoops, we don't fucking set off grenades, but I need you to really hear me with what I'm saying here. This is a legitimate high performance environment. It's high pressure, high stress. And if you can't suffer with a smile on your face, I'd be doing you a disservice right now by not telling you this. I don't want to have a high turnover rate, but I understand it's the nature of the culture. And what I mean by that doesn't mean that we can't improve it. It doesn't mean we can't spend money to make it less. But what I understand is in a high performance culture, just like in BUDS training, not everyone's going to have the ability to push through in the moments that matter. I just want to hire people who love what they do and then get the fuck out of their way and let them do what they do. Because if you love what you do and I can let you do what you do, okay, with guidance and support and whatever's required, then you're going to thrive. For those people that stick in this organisation, okay, they grow, okay, they become better, they become stronger, they become sharper, but they don't also become good at what they do. They become better people at the same time. You look at our clients, it's exactly the same with our clients, okay? The only difference being is they're actually paying us to give what we give you. But also, we're a high performance environment. And what that means is, it means that we require a level of performance that most people would considered to be extraordinary. And it is extraordinary, but that's just how every person in this organisation rolls. But there's a major distinction in terms of the personalities that last past their probationary period. This organisation is like Cinderella's shoe. Cinderella's shoe? It's Cinderella's shoe. Did you ever watch Cinderella as a kid? And what I mean by that is every personality in here is a little bit quirky. It fits maybe 1 in 50. And there's 3 types of people that put on the shoe. Cinderella number 1, who comes in and they go, oh, high performance environment, I'm a high performer, yeah, this is exactly what I've been looking for. And they come in here, and in their first week, they're like, holy fuck, everyone in here is a legitimate high performer. It's not just a fucking tagline, it's not a sell. This is so threatening, I feel so less than, oh my God, I could never be like this. And they go, okay, this isn't for me, and they check out, and they normally check out 1 or 2 ways. In a healthy way, they go, dude, I'm out of my depth. I can't do this, I've got to leave. Or they check out by going, these people are weird. I'm actually quite normal, but these people are weird. And they start, I don't know if you've ever had friends that do this when they break up with a girlfriend and there's no reason to break up with them, but they have to sit there and find 100 reasons why just to not like them so they feel okay about breaking up with them. It's that kind of scenario, right?
And those people typically don't last until their probation period. And in most cases, we help them identify that so that they can put their hand up. Because I think when you fire anyone, it's quite traumatic. And I think it's always best if people come to their own decision that if it's not working, it's not working. You're empowered to make the decision. You don't have to wait for someone to fire you. Make the decision yourself. Then you've got Cinderella number 2.
Cinderella number 2 is someone who gets in here
And they realise that they're not a high performer, but they're actually inspired by the idea. And they look around and they go, holy shit, I'm surrounded by some incredible humans here.
mentor, role model, and they start looking around the room and they start going,
I want to be just like them. This is exactly where I want to be. And then you've got Cinderella number 3, and these are the people that roll in and just go, huh.
I have been waiting for this my whole entire life.
It's like that pair of shoes that you put on and you just go, oh my God, this just feels amazing. And every other pair of shoes that you put on, you go, just doesn't quite feel right, and some of them give you blisters. So I think it's really important to understand that, if you're wanting to progress further from here, what you're getting yourself into. By the end of this interview, if you decide this role isn't for you, there will be absolutely no hard feelings. And understand this is a really high performance environment. And if you want to be a high performer, you will thrive. For someone who likes challenge and for someone who likes growth and someone who likes to learn, it'll be a dream job. But there's nothing worse than buying something at the shops, getting in there and finding something in the box that wasn't on the label. It's like, fuck, that wasn't on the label.
Didn't expect this.
No, and so for me,
I tell people this story to give them the benefit of the advanced knowledge. Because if there's anything in your gut right now that is telling you this isn't for you, my advice is listen to it.
There's absolutely nothing.
Okay.
I'd rather make this out to be a lot harder than it is, and you to get in here and go, oh shit, it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. Versus, fluffing this up, and then you're getting in here going, holy shit, what have I get myself into?
I'm a man on a mission.
There you have it, Kday 108. What do you think? What are your opinions, your thoughts, your lessons, takeaways? Drop them in the comments. Would love to start a conversation on the topic. And as you know, we got more episodes coming up soon, so subscribe to the channel. We'll see you soon.